The summer weather has started to hit. The market is starting to pick up in Sacramento. Let's talk about what's going on in the Sacramento real estate market. Hey everybody, I am Doug Reynolds, your Sacramento area realtor. Thanks for checking out this video. I talk about the Sacramento real estate market, what's going on with buyers, sellers, investors, interest rates, all those things Sacramento real estate related. I've been helping buyers and sellers for over 20 years in Sacramento. And I love talking about stats and data. And so this is a market update. We're in May right now. So we're going to be talking about what happened statistically in April and then what's going on with the market now and kind of moving forward. All right, so as we can see here, we got the stats for Sacramento County. This is for single family homes for the month of April. The median sales price, we've been hovering around that 550 point for a couple of years now. And so not a surprise, it just kind of ticked down a tiny bit down to 546. It had been at 550 the month before. It had been 550 a year ago. So we're right in that mid 500s that we've been for several years now. Highest sales price, 3.5 million for the month. Lowest, 140,000. Always fun to just look at that massive difference there. But here's one thing that's showing kind of the market, and this usually happens in our spring market. The average sales price was 99.6% of the original listed price. That's of all the homes that sold. Obviously, some sold for above the list price, some sold for at the list price, some sold for way below. But if you take the average, they're selling for only 0.4% less than the original list price. So that number has tightened. We were in the high 90s earlier this year, into last year, and that number has now gotten closer to that 100% point. So that's showing an indication that a bit more buyers, a bit more activity, a bit more competition going on in our market right now. All right, if you're looking for a house, there's 1,026 single family homes that were sold, those are the ones that closed escrow in the month of April. And that's a good number because that's 15% more than March. And not only that, that's almost 4% more than we had a year ago. Those are closed homes that sold. So we're moving in the right direction. We've just had such low volume. It would be better, I think, for everyone involved to just have more sales going on the volume side of things. So good sign there. Volume has picked up a little bit, and to be expected as you have the month of April. Because of that, volume has picked up. Competition's picked up a little bit. The days on the market's gone down a little bit. Average days on the market, 36 days. And that's just for the average. Obviously, some are selling less, some sell longer. But that's down from a month ago, up a little bit from about a year ago. But now if you look at all the homes that sold, 52% of them had multiple offers. So it's definitely kind of a mixed bag where if it's priced right, you're definitely going to have competition and probably multiple offers on it. And if it's not, it's going to sit for a while. So speaking of the active listings, we have almost 2,000 active listings. That's getting up to a healthier number there. That's up 7% from a month ago and up about almost 2.4% from a year ago. So that equates to about 2 months of supply. That's still kind of on the tight side. A balanced market, in my opinion, is kind of in the 2 to 3 month supply range for Sacramento. Anyone that says higher than that, that's an old school mentality. The market moves faster these days, and so kind of 2 to 3 months is a balanced market. If we had less than 2 months, it'd be leaning more towards sellers. If we had more than 3 months, it would definitely be leaning towards buyers. And then snapshot of what's pending right now. These are homes that will be closing. They're in escrow. 1,075 pending sales. That's up almost 1% from a month ago, and it's up 1.3% from a year ago. So as you can see, those numbers are all trending kind of in an upward trajectory. A little bit more inventory, a little bit more pendings, a little bit more closed sales. So we're starting to slowly see kind of the frozen market that started back in 22 and 23, which is very little inventory, not a ton of buyers. Slowly, we're seeing a little bit more progression, a little bit more people willing to sell the house, a bit more people willing to buy those homes. We're slowly inching our way towards a little bit more of a normal sales volume, but right now we definitely are still less homes for sale, less sales happening than what would be normal, okay? But because of that, we basically just had a flat prices for a couple of years now. So moving forward, the name of the game is interest rates. Right now, I don't think rates are going to be going down anytime drastically soon. We've got the conflict, the war with Iran going on. We've got gas prices on the higher side. Definitely the Fed's worried about inflation now coming into effect. And so they're not going to be fiddling around with the interest rate anytime soon until we can get past some of these things that are going on with the war, with gas prices needing to come down a bit, and then giving it some time to see how that affected inflation. If inflation started going up, they're definitely going to be cautious and wait. So moving forward as a seller, you can definitely do well if you price it right and you do a good job of making it look good, okay? Buyers, you've got to be ready for those ones because there's going to be competition on them. And then if you're the seller that you tried to overprice it, you didn't do the little things to make it look good, you're going to be the one sitting on the market. And buyers, take a look at those. If they've been sitting on the market, it doesn't mean that there's necessarily something really wrong with it. It just probably means the seller overpriced it. And so they're probably willing to negotiate and come down a bit on it. All right, so that's kind of the outlook on everything that's been going on Sacramento real estate. If you're looking to buy or sell, I'd love to hear from you. You can give me a call, text, or an email. You can find my information at realestatewithdoug.com. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your summer and clear skies.